Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Inertial Drift Sunset Prologue. It is by Level 91 Entertainment and published by P-Cube. This is a prologue, so it's a free demo out on Steam right now that you can go play for yourself and see if you like it. You can also go on their Steam page and wishlist it. The main game is slated for, they say, summer 2020, so sometime very, very soon. I don't know what form it will come out in. I don't know if it'll be an early access or a full release. Don't know any of those details. But I have also not played any of the games, so but it has this kind of interesting, I guess, stylized artwork to it. It's kind of a big outlines, dark outline thing, almost like a Borderlands 1 kind of style almost to the art. So I'm kind of interested to see what's going on. I've got my Xbox One controller out, so we'll try it with that and see how things work here. Haven't played any of it yet, so let's see. Hopefully there's some sort of tutorial or something, but let's go ahead, pop in here. And that, in fact, there is a tutorial, so let's go do that, shall we? I played a little bit with the audio too, so I don't know if it's going to be too loud, too overwhelming or not. I've turned like engine sounds and stuff down because those tend to be very loud in a lot of games, but we'll see. A new face. Let me guess. You want to learn how to drift? I'm sure you're familiar with the basics: steering, throttle, brakes. Those are all important, but if you want to master the cars here, then you'll need one more thing: the drift stick. With the drift stick, you can directly control your car's drift angle, allowing for precise cornering. It probably makes more sense to show you. Come with me. Oh, and don't worry about crashing into each other. All cars have phase shift impact prevention systems fitted, so you can just focus on your line. All right, let's go. In other words, they're all ghost cars, which fine by me. Okay. Remember, the left stick is for steering. Yeah, okay. I've got that. Your stick controls your drift angle. Oh, it does. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. I'm drifting and steering for tighter curves. Okay. Ooh, I like this. This feels really good, although I am still going too fast for things. It's alright. I'm being a little late around the corners too here. Yeah, try lifting off the throttle, as he said. Try feathering it like I've done in other games. Yeah, there you go. Worked a little bit better. I feel bad because it sounds like I made the engine too soft. But there's all kinds of alright, we'll just continue. There's all kinds of different sliders like engine noise, ambience, wind noise. So well, whatever. Not bad for your first run. A few more laps and you'll have the basics down. This is only the beginning though. Every car is different and requires its own special techniques. There's lots to learn, so get out there, absorb everything you can, and find a style that fits you best. I promise I'll keep the serious stuff to a minimum. Alright. Go for it. Let's turn like the engine up a little bit more, I guess. Just don't want it to be overpowering the whole thing. Alright, we'll do that. We'll try it that way and see how that works. Alright, events. Lakeside loop, forward direction. Okay. Vehicle class C. Oh, there's leaderboards already? Yeah, okay. Okay, and then there's a time attack on class B, huh? So we have to unlock that, looks like. Alright, let's do it. Oh, it's a rolling start. Oh boy. Okay. Still not doing all that great, but okay. I do like the art style and stuff. The music is quite chill, which I'm cool with. Oof. Bad. See, the problem I'm noticing though, and I guess this depends on if you want to call it a problem or not, is because they rely so heavily on the drift mechanics, the actual turning, the actual steering wheel does almost nothing. Like I'm trying to move the steering wheel right now, like I'm at the extents. Like here's the extent to the right, and look how barely it turns. Right, so that's kind of weird. I mean, I get that they really are trying to heavily emphasize the drifting, but that's just like I can barely move. I can't get a good line around the corners here. All right, I have to be planning the corners like 50 miles ahead of time, and I don't have that kind of memory. Like I want to get over closer to the left here, like dive down into the corners, but I can't. The car just doesn't want to move like that unless I drift a little bit like this. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. I would say that. You know, like that's the part that I'm kind of missing right now, is being able to just kind of dive into the corner and then do the drift by diving into the corner. The game's not really allowing me to do that quite so easily. Okay. I'd say I was getting the hang of it, but I really don't feel like I'm getting the hang of it. That might be the most damning thing I can say. It looks weird too, because it's like, you would think I would just hold that drift entirely, but it's really more like you kind of have to like keep moving your finger back and forth to do it right. That just highlights the kind of weirdness of it, the controls. But all right, let's try the Class B time attack, since we did so well in the Class C time attack. This car's not drifting at all. Holy crap. Oh my god, this is horrible. Like I've pushed, I literally have the, oh my god, I have the controller as far, like the sticks as far to the sides as it will go. And this puppy won't drift. Looks like it will only drift if I lift off the throttle, which is not great. Yeah, I don't like how this one feels at all. Like the other one felt, I mean, it was weird, but it was manageable. This one feels just bad all around. I'm gonna have to work on these controls. Yeah, this is not. Ick, I say. Yeah, it's. Nothing feels like it doesn't feel anything. Nothing feels smooth, right? Like when you think of a drifting game, you think of like being able to find that that synergy where you can make these sort of smooth, drifty turns, and nothing feels that way in this game at all. It feels like it's very. It feels like there's no advantage to using a controller. Like I could probably use the keyboard on this and probably have equally the same experience, right? Because it feels very either you're into super drift or you're not drifting at all, and there's no like happy, smooth medium there. Yeah, that's unfortunate because that really, the Class B doesn't feel good at all. Class C feels better driving, but it's still very. It's still very herky jerky. You know what I mean? Like this is slightly smoother, but not where it needs to be. I feel like you never feel like you're really. It doesn't feel like the controller is connected to the car. It feels like there's a disconnect there, and there's some vibration in the controller, which is fine. I mean, that's good. It seems to only vibrate at one setting though. It's not really. Vibration's not really helping me determine how much of a skid I'm doing. But it's. I don't know. It really doesn't feel like you're in control of the car that much. It feels like the left stick is useless, and what it feels like is that you have to use both sticks in tandem just to do any kind of turns. Like it's not a matter of, use the left stick when you want to make adjustments on the course. It's a matter of you got to use both sticks when you want to do anything other than go straight. Which I don't think is what they were going for. Like this one, I can certainly make more of an effort. Like I'm only pushing the left stick there, so it does make more of a difference there. The B class, it wouldn't move at all, but it's still not. It's still not enough to like really. I feel like position yourself well on the track. That said, I appear to be getting slightly, ever so slightly better, but it still doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like it's connected. It feels like I'm controlling a drone from 20 miles away. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I'm giving inputs. like you're giving inputs to the Mars rover, right? It's like, you know, you tell it which way to go, and then 2 days later it actually does it. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of feels like. Somehow my last run was better somehow. I don't know how that is, how that could be, but apparently it was. So, woo, there's a thing. Oh, got flies in here now. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad start. I would say. Is that all we have, or just these two? We just have this one loop. Okay, here's a different circuit. Sunset Sea circuit. Let's try this one. Try a different course and see how it goes here. Alright. Let's see. Got that bug. Just driving me nuts. Oh, that's okay. That's a thing. Okay. It's funny because it's like, instead of feathering the throttle, I'm feathering the the drift. Get around the corners, which just looks, which I know looks ridiculous. It also kind of feels ridiculous doing it too. But it seems to be the only way to get the car to go the way you want to go. Yeah, this is not a particularly good course. I like the aesthetic of it, and I like the artwork of it. I don't like the layout of it. I don't think this is, like, in a drifting game, why they would throw you on a course that's this narrow with this many narrow curves. I don't understand. It's like the whole point of your game is to drift. Like, you should be giving me room to drift. I mean, I'm just, maybe I'm speaking crazy talk here. But, you know, this doesn't feel like this feels like a course that would be good for a game that doesn't involve drifting. Like, if you took the drifting out of this game entirely and made it just a regular racing game, like, this would be a perfectly cromulent, yeah, I said it, perfectly cromulent course. But for a drift game, wow, and the amount you slow down when you go on the curbs there is a little bit ridiculous. That whole section there that has to go. That's just not like, it doesn't matter how slow you go through that section, you're not making it through that section without hitting every single wall. I love the music, and the art style looks, I really like the way they've done the artwork and everything. It's very, very, like, chill, which I'm really happy about. I don't know what the purpose of these bars down the bottom are. Supposed to tell you how much you're drifting, I guess, but I mean, that's kind of useless information. It's like I said, there's no, the drift isn't subtle enough for that to be information that's useful, right? So, like, you could completely remove that from the UI and not affect the gameplay one iota. I suppose the same could be said for the speedometer and tachometer over there, especially since the tachometer doesn't seem to prevent you from getting a good launch or anything like that. But I mean, those are known to be staples of the racing game, so I don't have to remove those. Although you could do something like what Distance does and just put that information right on the back of the car. You know what I mean? Put it right on the bumper of the car. Or the back window. I mean, that would work. And then you'd have far less real estate taken up by... you'd have... The information would be there that you needed, and it'd be right front and center, and you wouldn't, Not that anybody needs to know how fast they're going, I guess. You know what I mean? It's... Again, it doesn't feel like it's information that is actually helpful for what's going on. I suppose the speed would be helpful if you knew you could only go around a corner at a particular speed, but I don't know. I like the idea. I like the concept. I like a lot about this game. It doesn't drive and feel very well as far as the controller is concerned, anyway. Like, it doesn't... The Class C car feels okay. It feels like it's getting close. It's close to what it should be, as far as, like, how it should feel. But the drifting and stuff needs some work. It needs some more, I guess, some more subtlety put into it, perhaps. And the Class B car, you notice I didn't even do the thing again with the Class B cars. I don't even want to drive the Class B car. It's so bad. So I can't imagine that that's anywhere close to being, ready for prime time, because that car just does not feel good to drive at all. So yeah, they're gonna have their work cut out for them, I think, with just the mechanics of it. They got everything else down. Like, everything else is A1. But the actual driving needs quite a lot of tweaking, I feel, personally. But anyway, friends, this has been Inertial Drift Sunset Prologue. It is by Level 91 Entertainment and published by P-Cube. It is set to come out in some form, whether it's early access or a release, I'm not sure, the summer of this year. And you can download the Sunset Prologue yourself and play it, and see how the controls feel for you. And maybe you'll play with a keyboard instead of with the controller, and maybe that works better. I don't know. But as always, I will leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.